All right, during that last session, or yesterday, I was carving and looked up at the camera and it said, actually it didn't look at the camera, looked at the screen. And it said the recording had stopped automatically. And I think it's got some kind of limit on there time-wise or at one time. Anyway, I don't know. I hadn't looked back at it, so I don't know what part it stopped. But anyway, so today I came in here and I marked this thing up a little bit. Gives you an idea of where I'm going with it. Like, here's the line for the fur on the robe. Goes around like that. Comes up here. I've also knocked this down some. There's some area right there on this beard I need to take out because it's too big. Did a little work on the face. Over here, marked the sides of the body. I had to, this arm I had to cut in quite a bit. It was sticking out here way too much. So that's just the kind of work that I did off camera. And now I'm fixing to get started on just working this down more. Also have areas here between the gifts and the robe or his back that's going to need to be cut. Over here, put in where the fur will go on this arm, and then his hand to hold this toy, whatever it's going to be. And I'm still not sure about that. Drew in the hand from that view, top view, and that's where I'm at right now. So, fixing to get started. Okay, so from this point, I'm just going to take out this wood that I know's got to go. And from watching a video on doing some other stuff, we'll just, I'll call this working in a safe zone because I know all that needs to go. Not really worried about it messing up anything. And I know I'm not close to where the final cuts are going to be, so I think I'm just going to work my way around this thing. I know that part of the arm is going to be sunk in from the chest, and then eventually it just goes straight from the arm to the chest, so just give an indication of what's going on there. I don't know how this got so far off on being so out of whack to the other side. There's some wormy butternut holes. And again, just getting it close. That needs to go. Not going to have that much hair. Also, the little ball here on the end of his hat. I'm gonna get over here and round it off pretty much to where I want it, because I already know that about where I want it, and I know it's about there. So not cutting in behind it. But just rounding this part off. And I'll put some texture on this later. If I remember to do that, but as I knock the sides down, though, it really helps to see where I want it to end up. And this number 1411 gouge, I'm going to use it like I would a marker to draw lines around it without having to draw lines around it. And I keep swapping tools just to, again, use the biggest tools that I can get in a space. It keeps you out of trouble as far as like sitting in a line too far down, too high up, and it leaves nice looking tool marks. And I'll go up and get this. Let's see, that's going to be the strap for the pack that's got the toys in it. Or I'll say gifts. I think I'm going to put toys. Might be just boxes, but I think I'm decided on making some toys in there. This is kind of the, before I spew off and get something wrong, like the real version of St. Nick, instead of how this tradition got started. And I'm going to look that up before I spew forth out of the mouth something that's wrong. It's funny how like pieces can get everything looking out of whack, and I'm like, man, his head is way over here, but got some I need to cut down. This needs to be cut down. Put everything a little bit in a better position where it should be. Also, I am going to put a belt on this. If not, I guess you just have a flowing robe. I'm not going to really put a position for it right now because it's going to end up at the bottom of this pack. And I don't think it's quite time to get to work on all this bad wood over here. Just tightening up the lines a little bit. Everything's looking like it's in a pretty good spot to me right now. If y'all see something that you think needs some work or is not in a good spot, just comment. Maybe the next one, it'll help me out on the next one, because I'll probably have this posted before I probably have the carving finished before I get this first part posted. Fur here on the arm. I'll flatten this all down where it looks like it should. And I was working on that little area. Be smoothing this up. This is the bad wood there. I'll have to, I don't think I'll need filler, maybe a little right there, some hardener. And I do think I have some of that, but if y'all have some way y'all work with that, comment and let me know how y'all take care of stuff like that. But for now, just kind of smoothing up all over be working here. Also on this, when you start the final shaping on this, how much you cut off will really, man, there's some flying insect or something. Anyway, the grain will really help you, like the way the grain curves, you can get a better look. Like you just cut down to a certain part of the grain and you'll know, okay, that's where that needs to stop. The lines of the wood and the grain will actually kind of draw on the piece. And again, this is in a pack is in a pretty good position. May raise it up a little bit, but I was going to say I've about decided that that's where that's going to be, but now that I've made that cut, it's certainly not going to be any further out than that. I think I'll be able to round off that, most of that. That may need something in it, some hardener or something. I'll get on that later. I'm gonna do some base work now. Just gonna go around here with a smaller gouge, and it'll actually look like I know this part is going to stand out, so. And I'm carving the wrong way, wrong granular direction.